Hey everyone, and welcome back to Tune In English. I'm Adam, and I'm so excited to be here with my friend Maya. Hey Maya!
Hi, Adam. Thanks for having me.
We're diving into one of my favorite topics today, nature. Whether you love hiking, watching sunsets, or just walking through a park, we'll be chatting like real friends do, casually, naturally, and full of useful English.
That's right. And don't worry, we'll keep it clear and friendly, perfect for intermediate learners.
Plus, we've got a couple of awesome idioms about nature that you'll hear native speakers use all the time. We'll explain them later, so stick around.
And hey, try repeating after us to practice your speaking and rhythm.
If you enjoy learning English this way, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps. Now, let's get into it. Maya, I've been thinking a lot about nature lately.
Oh, yeah? What brought that on?
Well, last weekend, I went for a walk in the woods near my house. Just me, the trees, and the sound of birds. And I swear, I felt like I could breathe easy for the first time in weeks.
That's so true. There's something about being outside that just resets you, like your brain finally gets a break.
Exactly. It's not just pretty, it's powerful. Scientists even say spending time in nature lowers your stress levels.
Totally. I remember when I was studying for my final exams last year, I was so stressed I couldn't sleep. Then one morning, I just took a hike up that little trail behind campus.
And?
Honestly, I came back feeling like a new person. Like I could face the music, deal with all that pressure without falling apart.
Wow, that's a great phrase, by the way. Face the music. We'll come back to that. But seriously, Adam, why do you think nature has that effect on us?
I think it's because nature doesn't rush. Trees don't check their watches. Rivers don't worry about deadlines. Everything just goes with the flow,
Oh, I love that. It's like nature teaches us to slow down.
right? And in our busy lives, we forget that. We're always on the go, rushing to work, scrolling on our phones, answering emails.
Guilty as charged. But even just sitting in a park for 15 minutes helps. No phone, no noise, just green grass and fresh air.
That's the magic. You don't need a fancy vacation. You just need to step outside.
True, though I will say I once tried camping alone, and let's just say it didn't go as planned.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, I thought I was being brave, roughing it in the wild. But then it started raining, my tent leaked, and I heard weird animal sounds all night.
Yikes! So much for breathing easy.
Exactly. I lost it one night. By morning, I was back to square one, soaked, tired, and dreaming of my cozy bed.
But hey, at least you tried. And that's part of connecting with nature. Sometimes it's messy, but it's real.
You're right. Maybe next time I'll bring a better tent. And a friend.
Deal. I'll go with you, as long as there's coffee.
Always coffee. Honestly, though, whether it's a forest, a beach, or even your backyard, nature has this quiet way of making you feel like you belong, like you're back where you belong.
That's beautiful and so true. I think that's why people say take a walk in the woods when you're lost, not just physically, but emotionally too.
Exactly. Nature listens without judgment. It just holds space for you.
Wow, that gave me chills.
Me too. And that's why I think this topic matters, not just for English learners, but for everyone. Because talking about nature in English helps us describe feelings we didn't even know we had.
And it helps us sound more natural too, like using phrases like go with the flow instead of just saying relax.
Right. Those little expressions make your English come alive.
So, ready to break down some of those phrases we use today?
Absolutely. Stick around. We'll explain every idiom clearly so you can use them in your own conversations.
Go through phrases we mentioned in the discussion. First up, breathe easy.
That means to feel relaxed or relieved, especially after stress. Example, after the test, I could finally breathe easy.
Next, took a hike.
It means to go for a long walk, usually in nature. Example, I took a hike this morning to clear my head.
Face the music.
To accept a difficult situation or take responsibility. Example, he had to face the music after missing the deadline.
Goes with the flow.
To stay calm and accept things as they happen. Example, she doesn't stress, she just goes with the flow.
On the go.
Always busy, moving quickly from one thing to another. Example, I'm always on the go, so I pack healthy snacks.
Roughing it.
Living without comforts like camping or backpacking. Example, we're roughing it this weekend. No electricity, just a tent.
And finally, back to square one.
Starting over because your plan didn't work. Example, my cake burned, so I'm back to square one.
Great job. Now you can use these in your daily English.
Don't forget, practice by repeating them out loud.
Welcome back. So, Maya, last time we talked about how nature helps us relax. But today, I want to talk about something different. Those little moments in nature that catch you off guard.
Oh, like when you see a deer in your backyard or find a perfect seashell on the beach?
Yes, exactly. Those tiny surprises that make you stop and go, wow.
I had one just last week. I was walking through the park, feeling kind of down, and then, out of nowhere, a butterfly landed on my hand.
No way. That's magical.
It stayed for like 10 seconds. And in that moment, everything felt lighter, like the universe was giving me a little nudge.
That's beautiful. Sometimes nature shows up when you least expect it and hits the spot.
Hits the spot. What do you mean?
Oh, when something feels exactly right at the right time, like cold water on a hot day, or that butterfly when you're sad.
Ah, got it. Yeah, that definitely hit the spot.
And it's not always big things. Sometimes it's just the smell of rain or birds singing at sunrise.
Totally. I call those nature's free gifts. You don't pay for them, you just receive them.
Love that. But you know what's funny? Sometimes we miss the forest for the trees.
Wait, what does that mean again?
It means you're so focused on small details, you forget the big picture, like worrying about a muddy shoe while standing in front of a waterfall.
Oh, yeah, I've done that. I'll be hiking, checking my phone for the trail map, and totally miss the view.
Same. We're so busy documenting nature, we forget to just be in it.
True. But here's the thing. Nature doesn't care if you post a photo. It's just there, doing its thing.
Right. And sometimes it even teaches us lessons, like when I tried to grow tomatoes on my balcony.
Oh no. What happened?
I watered them every day, gave them sun, but they kept dying. I was frustrated. Then my neighbor said, "Maybe you're barking up the wrong tree."
That's a fun one. So, what did she mean?
She meant I was doing it all wrong. Turns out tomatoes need way more sun than my balcony gets. I was trying hard, but in the wrong place.
Classic. But hey, at least you learned. And now you can turn over a new leaf. Try something new.
Exactly. Maybe herbs next time. Basil loves shade.
See? Nature gives second chances.
It really does. And sometimes those little surprises lead to big changes. Like when I saw a family of ducks crossing the street, made me slow down, be patient, and realize I'm always in such a rush.
That's deep. Nature's full of quiet teachers.
But not everyone feels that way. My cousin says he's not a fan of the great outdoors.
Really? Why?
He thinks it's boring. Nothing to do out there, he says.
Maybe he just hasn't found his thing yet. Not everyone loves hiking, but what about gardening, bird watching, even stargazing counts?
Good point. Maybe he just needs to dip his toes in. Start small.
Yes, you don't have to climb a mountain to enjoy nature. A window box with flowers counts.
And once you start noticing little things, the way leaves rustle or how clouds change shape, it becomes addictive.
Totally. It's like your eyes get nature-tuned. Suddenly, you see beauty everywhere.
Even in the city, a patch of grass, a squirrel on a wire, it all counts.
And those moments, they're free. No subscription, no login, just open your door.
Unless it's raining.
Even then, rain has its own magic. The smell, the sound on the roof.
Okay, you've convinced me. Next rainy day, I'm sitting by the window with tea, no phone, just listening.
Perfect. And who knows? Maybe a rainbow will show up.
Now that would really make my day.
Mine too.
Let's go through phrases we mentioned in the discussion.
First, hits the spot.
That means something feels perfectly satisfying or comforting. Example, hot soup really hits the spot on a cold day.
Miss the forest for the trees.
To focus too much on details and miss the bigger picture. Example, don't miss the forest for the trees. Enjoy the whole hike.
Barking up the wrong tree.
Trying to solve a problem the wrong way or blaming the wrong person. Example, if you think I ate your cookies, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Turn over a new leaf.
To start fresh and make positive changes. Example, this year I'm turning over a new leaf and spending more time outside.
Not a fan of the great outdoors.
Doesn't enjoy nature or outdoor activities. Example, he's not a fan of the great outdoors. He prefers video games.
Dip your toes in.
To try something new gently, without going all in. Example, if you're nervous, just dip your toes in. Start with a short walk.
And finally, make my day.
To make someone very happy, often unexpectedly. Example, your message really made my day. Awesome. Try using one of these this week and let us know in the comments. So, Maya, we've talked about how nature calms us and surprises us. But today, I want to go deeper. How nature actually helps us grow. Not just plants, but us.
Oh, I love this. Because honestly, nature's been my best teacher.
Really? How so?
Well, think about trees. They don't rush. They grow slowly, through storms, through droughts, and still they reach for the sky. That taught me to be patient with myself.
Wow, that's powerful. I never thought of it like that.
Or rivers. They don't fight rocks. They flow around them. That's how I try to handle problems now. Not with force, but with grace under pressure.
Beautiful. And you know what else? Nature doesn't compare. A pine tree doesn't wish it were an oak. A daisy doesn't envy a rose.
Exactly. It just is. And that reminds me, stop keeping up with the Joneses.
Yes, that phrase means trying to match what others have. Bigger house, fancier car.
Right. But in nature, everyone has their own role. The worm, the bee, the hawk, they all matter. No one's better.
So maybe we should stop comparing our lives to others on social media and start comparing ourselves to who we were yesterday.
Yes, that's real growth. And nature shows us it's okay to change. Leaves fall in autumn, not because they failed, but because it's time.
And then spring comes again. So nothing's permanent, not even hard times.
Which brings me to my favorite lesson. Every cloud has a silver lining.
Meaning even bad situations have something good in them.
Like last year, my garden got flooded. I lost all my veggies. But guess what? The soil got super rich, and this year, everything's thriving.
That's amazing. Nature bounces back, and so can we.
But only if we give ourselves space to heal. You can't force a flower to bloom.
True. And that's where modern life gets it wrong. We want results now. Better English, better job, better body, overnight.
But real change takes time. Like learning English, you don't wake up fluent. You practice, make mistakes, try again, just like a seed.
Speaking of which, I used to hate making mistakes, but now I think it's just part of the process.
That's the spirit. And nature celebrates messiness. Fallen leaves feed the soil. Broken branches become homes for birds.
So maybe our failures are just compost for something better.
Yes, that's such a healthy mindset.
But here's a question. What if someone lives in a big city? No nature, no forests, no rivers, just concrete.
Doesn't matter, you can still connect. A potted plant on your windowsill, watching pigeons in the square, even listening to rain on rooftops.
So it's not about location, it's about attention.
Exactly. Stop and smell the roses, even if they're in a grocery store bouquet.
Good point. That phrase means slow down and enjoy small joys.
And those small joys add up.
A deep breath, sunlight on your face, the sound of wind.
All free, all healing.
And the best part, you don't need special gear or perfect weather. Just show up with curiosity, not expectations.
I tried that last week. Sat on my fire escape for 10 minutes. Didn't do anything, just watched clouds.
And
Felt like I'd taken a mini vacation. My shoulders dropped, my thoughts slowed.
that's the power of presence. Nature pulls you into the now.
Which is why I think learning English through nature topics works so well. It's not just vocabulary, it's feeling.
When you say the sky is crying, it's poetic. When you say I'm rooted in my values, it's strong. Nature gives us richer ways to speak.
And to listen. Ever notice how quiet nature is? Not silent, but full of soft sounds. It teaches us to listen deeply.
To others and to ourselves. So maybe the real gift of nature isn't just fresh air, it's clarity.
And courage, because if a tiny seed can push through concrete, so can we.
First, grace under pressure.
Staying calm and kind even in tough situations. Example, she handled the crisis with grace under pressure.
And next, keeping up with the Joneses.
Trying to match your neighbor's lifestyle or success. Example, don't worry about keeping up with the Joneses, live your own life.
And next is every cloud has a silver lining.
There's something good in every bad situation. Example, I lost my job, but now I have time to study. Every cloud has a silver lining.
And next is stop and smell the roses.
Slow down and enjoy life's simple pleasures. Example, you work too hard. Stop and smell the roses.
And next is rooted in my values.
Firmly connected to your core beliefs. Example, she's rooted in her values and never compromises them.
And next, push through.
Keep going despite difficulty. Example, the team pushed through the rain to finish the race.
And finally, the sky is crying.
A poetic way to say it's raining. Example, look outside. The sky is crying again.
Hey everyone, great job sticking with us today.
Seriously, you're doing amazing. Now go try using one of those nature phrases in real life.
Say them out loud, text a friend, or even talk to your plant. Just practice.
And don't forget, you can download the full story and all the examples as a free PDF in the description below.
It's perfect for reviewing anytime, anywhere.
If this helped you, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment your favorite phrase. We read every one.
New videos drop every week with more real English, useful idioms, and friendly chats like this.
Keep believing in your progress. You're growing, just like a tree.
Thanks for tuning in to Tune in English.
We'll see you in the next video.